All right, good afternoon, everyone. Today is Tuesday, December 6th, 2011. I'm going to go over the trades that we took in the live trading room this morning, the trades we didn't take, why we took the trades we took, why we didn't take the ones we didn't take, and everything else that's set up or didn't set up. And I will also cover one way of trading the weekly trading zones, one way that it could have been traded this morning, and then it could have just been traded here a few minutes ago. All right, so let me start off with the results. On the ES, we got our 2 points, and on the YM, we actually took 2 trades over there on the YM. We had 7 ticks risk on each trade. Each trade used all 7 ticks risk, meaning that it lost 7 ticks on each trade per contract. So we're down 42 ticks on the YM, and we're up 24 ticks on the ES, which puts us green on the day overall, but not by much. Unfortunately, if I hadn't taken any of these YM trades, we would have had just our ES 2 points over here, and that would have been fine. But it is what it is. The trades, I took the trades that set up first this morning, and the first one that set up was the YM trade, so I took that one, and that one failed. And then an ES trade set up, and I took that one, but I hadn't had my 2-point goal yet. Then a YM trade set up, so I took that one, because I was down a little bit, and the second YM trade lost, and that was the end of the morning session. All right, so here we go. This was pretty much the start of the day right here. We were looking to short off the BBC here after we had our break through the elbow. The BBC dropped down below it. We had a fresh bubble here. This area right here is why we couldn't do the short, because we actually had a higher low right here, which means the trend may have been changed right here, and this was at 1251.95, and in fact the trend did change right there. We haven't been back to that level since. Almost, but you can see the trend did change right there. After that happened, we didn't have any opportunity to trade in here on the 2100 tick, because we're going right into a weekly trading zone up here at 57.58. So we didn't take any trades in there. Once we popped up above it finally over here, we had another bubble here on the chop bands and a pullback down to the BBC. We got long here, and once we had a point profit in the trade, we moved our stop up to break even. And it's a good thing we did, because it dropped down right over here, right back into the other side of the zone. All right, that gave us an opportunity to short over here. Now, we didn't take the short off of this chart, though we did have a little tiny bubble right here. It just barely got outside the bands, and the pullback up to the BBC was okay right here. The BBC was below the elbow. Everything was okay, but we didn't actually take the trade from over there. We took it from the 2100 tick chart, which is right here. All right, we took that trade right here after the bearish cross right here on the 2100 tick and the pullback up right here, with the cycle being red headed down below the 50. We took that trade right there. All right, and that gave us our 2 points pretty quickly. So we were pretty happy to get our 2 points there. There was another trade that triggered after that here on the 2100. I took that one as well from 56.25. It gave us a few ticks profit, and I moved my stop up to break even. I was pretty aggressive with my risk on that one, and it took us out at break even. Okay. Those were the only ES trades that I took all day. Those were the only ones that actually set up. The same thing on the over here on the 10K. It set up, but we couldn't trade it here on the 10K because it was going right into support. So we were able to trade it from the 2100 tick, but it was the same timing. The BBC was in the same spot. Everything was looking really good for that trade. I was really confident that trade was going to work out. All right, so that pretty much covered the 4-tick range, the 10K, and the 2100 tick for the morning. There were other 2100 tick trades this morning, but we weren't trading going into the weekly trading zones, so we just let them go and we didn't take anything. All right. There's one setting up right here right now, but it is going into the weekly trading zone, so we're not going to do anything with that one. All right. Now there was a question. There was a question a few minutes ago by one of our partners about how to trade the zones. I'll show you one way that one of the partners trades the zones, and he actually said this in the partners meeting a couple weeks ago. It may have even been last week, how he trades the zones. And I'll show you how it would have worked with him this morning. All right, now as price is approaching the zone like this, what he would do is put, in order to sell here at the bottom level of the zone with 3 points risk, another order to sell here at the top level of the zone with 2 points risk. So his risk at this point from 58 would be up here at 60, and he would be looking for the thing to move, for all these trades to move a couple points down. All right, so in this case he got filled on the first one right here, he got filled on the second one over here, and then the market went sideways a little bit. Well, from this first one here at 58, he got his profit target down here. This the one that he filled over here at 57, he was looking for that to get down to 55, and it didn't do that till all the way over here. Okay, but he did end up getting his full profit on both of them. Now, did you catch that? One, oh, okay, he's telling me it's not quite right. I think it's pretty close though. But selling right here, selling right there, putting your risk up here, and taking profit down here and over here. You would have been out of both at 12.56. Okay. All right, so he would have taken profit on both trades right here, is what he said. But that's one way to trade it. Okay, I just wanted to cover that quickly in here in the recording, so you can go back and look at it in the recording. All right, and it's also out in the members area for anyone who is a partner. Okay. It's, if you look at the in the members area on the website, if you are a partner, you can go out there, and it's got text on one of the recordings about how he does that. Is that the first pullback to the new weekly zone, to the weekly zone? It is the pullback to the weekly zone, yes, Robert. Okay, let me cover the YM over here. All right, the YM trades that I took, why I took them, why I didn't take them. This morning it was 9:45. The market looked like it was heading down. Everything looked like it was moving down here. We had a bearish cross. It pulled back up. We shorted right here on the first pullback up to the BBC with 7 ticks risk, and it stopped us out. And it continued to go all the way up here to the zone. Then we had a pullback right here. We didn't take this trade, but this one obviously worked, but we didn't take it. That one moved up. It was a bullish cross with a pullback. The first pullback to the BBC was right there, and that worked wonderfully. Over here we had a bearish cross with a pullback to the BBC. Now we were getting short on the ES at this time, and we weren't going to short the YM into a weekly trading zone, so we didn't take that. What I did take though was over here a divergence trade when we had this divergence down here on the combo indicator, and price closed down below the MA1 right here. Oh, I just realized I have to send a layout to someone. And price closed down below the MA1 right here. I took that trade right there with 7 ticks risk, and you can see 7 ticks was not nearly enough. We had another opportunity to take the same type of divergence trade right here, and this one right here worked out just fine, but this one right here stopped me out. So those were my two stop outs on the YM. Right now, if we weren't inside a weekly trading zone, we would be looking to go long right here off the BBC after the bullish cross right there. Okay, those were the trades from the morning. It was, all in all, the morning was pretty choppy. We didn't have a lot of opportunity. I mean, I'll minimize this so you can see. We hung around right up here for a long time. We were right up there. Then over here, we were all over the weekly trading zone all morning. And we're right back at it right now. This 57, 58 area. We're right back at that area right now. So it's struggling to move down. I think ultimately the thing wants to go down. I think we should go down. But in the larger picture that Dwayne had put up a few minutes ago on the hourly, you can see that that the market's stuck in a range right now and it's struggling to get out of it. And he is right. He is guaranteed that we are either going to get above or below those two trend lines that he had drawn on that chart. All right, we're not going to go sideways in between those trend lines forever. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up right here. If you have any more questions, just type them in and I will answer them now.